Sorry about being late. There was supposed to be a bike picking us up, but it didn't happen. I'm here now, so thanks for waiting.
All right, it's customary to start with introductions, so let's do that. First of all, I'm going to say I'm quite an old schooler as well, so to me and to most other people, your name got well known through the Red series, but what most people probably do not know is that you have a long history before that, and even a link with this city and this country.
Indeed.
So tell us about that.
Even though I look remarkably young for my age, back in the day, I think it was 1990 or so. Well, 1989 I had a record release on XL Recordings before they went all strange with Adele and all that sort of stuff. There used to be a dance record label, and I was lucky enough to produce something, and it came out and it did pretty well. And I gave it the imaginative banner of calling myself hardcore, which ultimately was probably not the best name that I came up with. And yeah, that got licensed to a little record label which is probably quite famous over here called R&S. And then the second single also got licensed as well, and it's the first time that I ever had a 12-inch with actually a picture cover as well, which is kind of cute. And then they invited me over, and Renard picked me up in his then Audi and drove at phenomenal speed. I've never known anyone drive so fast before. And I don't know if you're aware, but the motorways that come from Brussels to Ghent are sort of made like airplane concrete. And then when we were going through it, it's like normally the normal pace is but with Renard driving it, it's almost like a jungle track. It was just unbelievable. So we got here, and then I went to his flat, which is probably somewhere around here, not too sure of the location. 500 meters, and there was this big mixing desk in his flat, and pretty much nothing else apart from a table with where you had food. It was just basically a mixing desk, Marcus Salon and CJ Bolland, and lots of DAT tapes coming from New York. And at that particular time, there was a phone call from a guy you might have heard of called Joey Beltram, and they were talking, and it was that time when Energy Flash was coming through as well, and I was saying, what do you think of this? And he made me Mentaz, and I said, yeah, I think it's pretty good. So yeah, a little bit of history.
Yeah, know the story. Marcus Salon does our mastering, so he should be
running
around here.
Marcus is completely underestimated in Belgian musical history. I saw the Sound of Belgium, and I didn't see very much of Marcus at all. And yeah, he was probably one of the nicest engineers that I've ever worked with, because when you go to someone else's studio, you don't know where everything is, and Marcus was just like a very, very sweet guy.
For the younger audience, maybe the guy we're talking about, Marcus Salom, is better known to most of you as Outlander. And I'm not going to sing his biggest hit, but everybody knows it, trust me, it's called The Van. So, here we go. Talking about R&S and seeing as people hear a lot of music, I've got a little something here with me.
Okay.
This is an earlier record that Dave was talking about, under his alias Hardcore.
Can I hide?
No, I'm even going to ask you to put it on so you can choose the side.
Wow.
Just to give people an idea that before Red series there was something different. Now you have to guess. It's the one right. No ground lead, I think.
And that was it.
Come on, feel the bass, feel the bass, feel the bass. Come on, feel the bass, feel the bass, feel the bass. Come on, feel the bass, feel the bass. Come on, feel the bass, feel the bass.
Sampling memory was very small in those days.
Sound of Ghent, as I got to know it. Incidentally, if people want to hear more old school sounds, there's a retro party in here tonight. I shouldn't say that because they explain elsewhere. Anyway, so you started out more new beat, acid house, Chicago. Obviously, that must have been because of influences you picked up, records you bought, records you start spinning. But people, I think most people know your DJing, which is fast, a lot of cutting, a lot of scratching. So I do suspect and detect a hip-hop background there.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things that inspired me was people like called DJ Herc, Red Alert, Mastermind, who was like an English DJ that would, I assume English, that would put together all the mixes for the Street Sounds Electro compilations, and I used to find that very inspiring. And hip-hop was definitely something that was very influential to me, not just in a musical format, but also in a political format. I'd actually would learn more from these guys about their situations than I would from the BBC News in those days. It was before internet, of course. And hip-hop was just very inspirational. I mean, I remember when I was working in my shoe shop, not my own shoe shop, but the shoe shop I was working in, listening into my lunch break with headphones on, and everyone thought there was something wrong with my left leg because I would be acting out all the scratching, and I'd be doing that, and everyone was thinking that I had rabies or something, which is kind of funny. But hip-hop, the whole ethos of it was so cool. Cool DJ Herc, I remember seeing like a documentary with him, and he was basically in this big American car, open top, had two speakers coming out the back, and it was just amazing to see the whole do-it-yourself vibe of that music and what they were doing with things like the Shadows, which was Apache, and then of course Ultramagnetics were coming along. The whole hip-hop thing really brought the skills of turntablism to me, and then that sort of transmogrified itself into electro. So, yeah.
So with the hip-hop roots, you took those skills and you applied it to like early house, acid house things. As a DJ that has a lot of technical skills and prowess, I have a question for you: is for yourself, if you would find the time and energy to go out clubbing, how would you describe your ideal DJ set in any genre? Which is, because there's a lot of aspiring young DJs here, that's why I want to ask you the question. What is your ideal DJ set and why? And what kind of tips, tricks can you give to people? Can you elaborate on that?
I became a DJ because I didn't like what the other DJs were playing, so that's a kind of difficult one. There's a lot of DJs that I do ultimately respect. If I was to name them, which I will, then you'll be thinking that would be what I'll be telling you guys to do. But these guys are very individual. So, for example, like Andy Weatherall, people like that. DJ Hell, from if you haven't heard him for a while, but DJ Hell from maybe 5 or 6 years ago, all the way back, would be inspiring because he'd be playing music that I grew up on. He's older than me, but also some music beforehand, and that was inspiring. But I've always said to everyone that wants to become a DJ is you should do it because basically you think you're better than other people, and that what you're going to provide is something completely different from other people, i.e. it's going to be completely you. Everyone here is going to be influenced by different genres, different DJs, different music, but it's how you bring that all together in the melting pot that you create your own sound, and that's really important. If you want to be a numbers DJ that other people are, fine, there's probably a market for that as well, but then don't call yourself an artist, call yourself something else.
Because that's to me a big contradiction. The people you're naming, they've all been at their game for 20, 25, 30 years. And nowadays, there's much more music readily available. There's much more DJ technology more readily available. And still, I'm constantly playing and on the road myself. I see that there are very few young DJs, even when they have all that access to all the different technology, different music. I think all DJ sets kind of sound a bit alike. So is that because you think back in the days there was no internet, there was no this, no that, you had to really dig and search Whereas now, it being readily available, do you think that isn't a reason why a lot of DJ sets are kind of alike?
I mean, the skill set now required to DJ, the skill set on the technical level is less than what it was, without a doubt. But the skill set on a musical level is the same as it ever was. In fact, it's more difficult because you have to keep finding the music and finding the music that's individual. I was playing at Koninginnedag, I tried to my best ability, this year with Josh Wink, and he played the track, I think it was called Koning, and then he came up and he said, "What's that track?" "Oh yeah, I played that, but you make it sound so different." And so you can still make a record that's the same, sound different. And that's the important thing, is to stamp your character on it. But, you know, when I first started, there was a financial hurdle of getting the right record decks, getting